Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramsey Smith Isn't Funny podcast. We are joined by another guest. It's the great, the hilarious, the beautiful Tavis Harrod.
Hello. Thank you for having me. This is a privilege, honestly. To
Yes.
be seated where so many greats have sat before me, this is a big deal.
Exactly. Yeah, that chair smells. You're our fourth guest.
Right, okay.
First white one.
Whoa.
If you don't count Mickey, which I don't.
No, technically no.
Exactly.
But that's nice. Were you just doing like some of the diversity?
I was
before, or-
getting the retards in first. I think that was pretty clear.
Yeah.
I thought, you see these guys and you're like, we got to document them.
Yeah, no.
And then
for
you
sure.
actually do it and you're like, well, this is awkward.
Did you feel like you got a lot out of them? Were you able to like squeeze the content?
Shiro is a great, I think, accomplice for me.
Oh, he just agrees with everything.
He agrees with everything. So he's really just having like a yes man. Because I think if there's one note for my solo podcast I would give myself is that it possibly gets a bit depressing.
You.
At points.
No, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So being able to have Shiro there to just say yes to everything kind of gave me the confidence to to keep speaking.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
So Shiro was great. Mickey, let's just say there's a reason it's a bonus episode and not an official episode.
Okay.
I think it's great. I think it's worth a listen.
Were they both an hour long as well?
Yes. I think Shiro's was a little bit shorter, but we had a gig to run to.
Oh, yeah.
I
would've been a big
think.
one.
And then Mickey's was an hour, which is a lot of... Mickey's a great guy. We love Mickey.
We love him. No, honestly, I do.
He's a very closed-off person, which is difficult for a podcast where maybe you're trying to fill up a bit of time.
Oh, and you just want to get to know somebody.
I want to
and
get to
then-
know him. I think the problem was I'd ask him a question and he would just not answer. And like you can lie, you can say the truth, lie, or say something funny.
We just have to say something.
But you got to say something.
Yeah. Just
Mickey,
sort of
we're giving you notes. We know you're listening. Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, the dog says she misses you, Joey.
He.
Hey,
It's a
sorry.
he. It's a he.
Not
Come
his.
on.
My bad.
Yes.
In these times. Yeah, okay. So did you run at him with like any kind of, oh, this is what we're going to talk about? Or you just said, same thing, we're riffing, baby?
I
This
just
is
said we're
what's
going to riff, and then if I need to, it'll become an interview.
up? Okay.
I don't think this isn't about an interview podcast. This isn't what it's for. I don't want to get to know the guest. I should know the guest.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to have fun.
shooting the shit.
We're
I
going
like
to
it.
take our incredible energy we have
Chemistry.
in life,
Bubbling.
and we're going to put it through a microphone
Ferocious.
through the people.
Lovely. I'm going through all of you right now. We're inside.
Yes. So you're beautiful. And that reminds me, I haven't started our video yet. There we go.
Oh, okay. Are your...
They can't see this. They don't know. But this is just for
It's
us.
going to get distracting. I'm going to get hard.
Look, as we know, the last podcast, we when Karim was on, we had a slavery documentary playing while we were doing the pod because Karim is really into history.
Yep.
So that's why we had that. And Tavis, some people might say you're the most beautiful open micer.
That's cool. I'd like to eventually be the funniest one, but that's, one thing at a time.
I think you should set your sights on achievable goals. Okay. So that's what I would do if I were you.
Yeah.
But
nice.
I think Luca's giving you a run for your money
As the most
as the most
handsome.
beautiful. Yeah.
Well, I feel like he's more than welcome to take that crown because it doesn't do much for you.
It does
It's
so.
like, what I've found, like I never thought of myself as like, oh yeah, fucking super attractive guy. But since starting comedy, I've never had more people, specifically lonely men, tell me how hot I am. Like it's a real eye opener, just to who I am as a person and just how sad everyone else is.
Well, I think you could use your beauty
Yeah.
to profit in some way.
What do you mean? Like
You need to be like if you were confident, which I don't think you are.
No, I know I'm not. Yeah.
You're not. You're very self-defeatist.
Mm.
But I think if you were more confident, you just need a tad of like self-delusion, and you could be like coaching these guys.
Coaching.
You
even.
could be like a beauty lifestyle coach,
It's-
where you take like incels, like open micers, and you're like, hey, you need to be confident and like me, and then you'll get all the puss.
Fuck. Okay, so I need to turn my self-hate just into self-delusion.
Exactly.
And then I can just be the Andrew Tate of the open mic
You
scene.
could be
just with
the Andrew Tate, but in like a much more homoerotic relationship with his fans. Right?
Are you projecting your wants and wills? On
Yeah,
me?
look. I'm popping a stiffy just sitting next to you. Okay, so I'm not hiding anything here.
No, and nor have you.
Never.
Have you. Arguably, that was what got you to even speak to me when we first became friends.
Of
you
course,
know?
we
I was
locked eyes.
I was a lonely lad just at this open mic scene. You know, everyone's just intimidated by how I look. It's like I'm not funny yet, but it's. And then I just saw this one guy just peering at me from across the Nag's Head.
Yes.
You know? The Nag's Head Hotel. Shout
Fully
out to
erect.
Ed. Yeah, that's the first. I made cock contact first, and then I. But no, that was it. That's what we sort of just linked.
cock contact.
Yeah.
Is it knob touch?
Well, that's how we say hi. You didn't. It happened off screen.
Yeah, of course. It's like you're like trying to squeeze past someone at like a movie theater, but both you and them have your dick out, so it's just a little knob.
Yeah. It's
you
like
kind of connect.
You've intentionally made that face-to-face interaction happen.
Yeah, exactly. You've gone dick to dick.
No, but yeah, you told me it was just within the first couple of weeks. It was just like, hey, I'm Ramsey. I used to be gay. You're hot. What's up? And that was pretty much how
I think I hid the used to be gay thing until I got you a little bit closer.
Yeah, I've had friends express concerns about you.
What?
Like I don't know. Like that joke that he has about only wanting to fuck straight guys. I think it's projecting it at somebody.
That's so good. That's so good.
Oh.
Well, hey, I think you should take the compliment.
No, I should. No, thank you.
I did have this thought though.
Go.
If me and the other couple of comedians who talk about you in this way, right? If we were
It's just you and Karim.
If me and Karim if me and Karim was speaking about, let's say, some lady comic, the way we were talking about you, I think we'd be banned from the scene for life.
Yeah.
Right? Like it would be detrimental to other people's careers to associate with us.
Yeah, but you know what? You'd have the moxie to say it to their face, right? The other sleazy comics just talk that shit behind.
Oh,
people's
exactly.
Backs, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You and Karim. Very
Name
forth-
names.
Oh, let's not do that
name
right now.
names.
I'll
Let's
tell you
name
something
the-
after this pod. Actually.
Okay, there we
it was
go.
pretty gross.
A little hint.
Pretty gross.
But let's not talk about Sydney
we haven't
open
talked
mic.
about.
This is an international podcast.
Okay. Where Albania? Where we going?
Well, I'll be moving soon, so we'll have a lot of listeners in Australia. So it will be an international
time,
podcast.
baby.
Yeah, I think the way to really grow a podcast now, because I think podcasts are dead. There's no reason for them to exist.
Okay.
Right, there's no reason for any new ones to exist.
Because it's just
How many people listen to Joe Rogan?
Millions. Yeah.
Millions, like 20 million people. There's no excess people who aren't listening to that, who are like, we need this one now.
Yeah.
There's no need for any new podcast. So I think the real way to grow your podcast is to just constantly move around, make a couple of friends who will listen to you, and then move again.
Fuck, that might be something there.
And that's how you get maybe 100 listeners, and you've lived in like 5 different cities.
That's some real traction. Yeah. Well, so what are you at now? So this is your first city. This is what you got 10 solid?
Yeah, well, 10 on the audio, but we got like 30, 40 listeners to the Shiro on the YouTube.
Well, I think that's more. It's a draw. I think that's more for him than it was for you.
Shiro's a big draw, so maybe we'll get some Cambrians. Has anyone called people from Canberra Cambodians before?
Cambodians?
Yeah. That's pretty fun.
Cambronite. Yeah, I don't
But
know.
I was making a point here. Yeah, podcast. No,
Yeah,
I already
so-
made that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's sort of unless you have some kind of niche or a name already, what are you gonna do? Like,
pretty much.
I was trying to think of one because he was like, oh, I need to make a podcast. My tutor of comedy has a podcast, so I have to
Okay,
follow.
as far as tutor of comedy goes, I need someone to talk to, all right? We were both
lonely.
we were both in the same boat of going to open mics and nobody talking to us
Okay.
or even looking at us.
Yeah, no.
All right? And I was like, here's this beautiful young
Speak
boy.
for yourself. People not looking at you. No.
Well, obviously they were looking at you, but they weren't speaking to you.
Yeah.
I reckon
Very
you
uncomfortable.
being like you looking as good as you do probably made it like the open micers who seem to actively despise everybody who started at that particular time. They probably hated you more
No, yeah.
because it's like, look, this guy's good looking. This guy could be out, living a good life.
I've kind of thought about that in post because, you know, I'm a massive overthinker. It's like,
Yeah.
what impression did I make to these people off the start? And I realized it's like I was generally nice enough to I just said hi.
Yeah.
And so anything that came from was, it was just their own little bitterness, you know.
Oh, it
and
absolutely
I think you're probably
was.
onto something.
It absolutely was. You
and
know?
where does that bitterness come from? I'm obviously not funnier than them at the time. Motherfucker, you know who you are.
At the time.
Yeah. And now
Call him out!
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving the scene, and I'm a coward. So like, I don't have this like parachute net that I can pull. What were we saying? So
You're being beautiful.
no, that's right. I was following your.
intimidated
Yeah, no. You distracted me with me, which is a great topic. I was thinking if you're gonna start a podcast, like what would be some like fun ideas for ones? Like just commentating, like going through, like reading Ripley's Believe It or Not, and just like look at these freaks or something like that. Like you need some kind of like angle because talking like this. Again, you just need to travel around every single city.
Exactly.
Make 2 friends in each
Make
one.
a couple friends.
That's actually
I
something.
want to make it the point where the only people listening are people who have been on the pod. That's the way it works.
I think you achieved your goal, right?
Well, look, we got some. Trust me, we got some listeners. This is going to be successful. I decreed it.
Decreed.
I decreed it.
Okay, can you define decree?
When you like make a declaration, it's a declaration. You're decreeing something as you're making a declaration.
Okay, and what's
I
a
think
declaration?
those words are you're saying it. It'll be. I've been getting big into the French Revolution.
Okay, well,
I've listened to about 10 hours of podcasts
Marie
about the French
Antoinette, is that the
Revolution.
one?
Marie Antoinette. Yep, they called her a whore.
They killed her.
There were pornographic cartoons of her.
Oh yeah, did you?
That was a
look at them?
big reason. Well, I did actually. They were all fucked. It's all like there's ones about how she's like in an incestuous relationship with her brother,
Hot.
who was the king of, I want to say, Austria.
Her brother. Okay.
So it was her with like her titties out and him with like a dick that's like the size of his body. And then it was King Louis the 16th with like a little shriveled up dick. Because it was basically like Mary Antoinette's this bitch who's like controlling her husband, the king of France, and he's got a little dick and he gets cuckolded.
Interesting.
And she gets fucked by her brother and has orgies.
And like, what was the idea at the time on dick size? Because like you think like Roman days where like a big dick was almost barbarous. you
Yes,
know?
it's interesting.
So what about in the French Revolution?
Apparently, I think it was like, I think a little dick was bad still. I think.
Okay, so that's why she needs brother fat.
That's why she
Cuckolopoulos,
needs
you know?
big fat King Leopold II. I don't know.
No one's gonna fact check you, bro. You could say that with confidence. I'm like, well, this guy knows his shit. So
Well, look, I'm better than that. I know when I'm wrong. This is the thing about this podcast is that I'm willing to grow. You're gonna watch me grow as a person.
and shrink as one, hopefully.
Hey, well, look, I was losing. Wait, here's the thing. I was doing good.
Every time I see you and we're talking about your weight loss journey, it's like I'm doing good, or I was doing good.
I was.
It's never-
That's how it works. That's how it works. I was doing good. The amount of discipline, the way my brain works, is no good for achieving any 2 things at the one time.
Okay.
I think. So if when I start focusing on comedy and on like doing stuff like that, the weight just goes away. But like the weight, like I gain more weight. The control over my weight.
The weight goes
The
away.
diet
as
and
in
the exercise
dieting
goes away. Yeah.
Yep.
But when I'm start on the weight, I can feel a bit better. But then all of a sudden, my foot goes off the pedal with comedy. I'm not really doing anything else.
It's just the correlation. You need to be fat and depressed to be funny.
I need to be fat enough to still be funny.
Do you really think those two tie?
Yes.
Genuinely. Okay.
Maybe not. I think if I was like properly skinny, I'd lose a lot of material. Very true.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't know if I need to be funny. I just need my identity is large.
Yeah.
I've never thought because I've grown up with it. I've fitted into it.
Interesting.
And comedy is so much about who you are and kind of being a version of that on stage. So if I was like this beautiful guy we see on the screen right now, right, all ripped up,
really handsome. It's crazy.
then it would be like, well, who am I? I don't know. I'm not Ramsey. That guy was fat.
Right. So you feel as though like your weight loss journey correlates with you fucking changing who you are as a person as well. Almost.
Well, I think it's more. I think I just have a very obsessive type of brain. I can only do one or two things at a time.
If not weight loss. Comedy.
Because
What's the third one? What have you been obsessed with in the past?
well,
Men.
when I was hey, look, not obsessed. I'd say dipping my toe in. Very different.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's all
maybe
you dipped in.
these couple of boys could.
These are a bunch of good old boys.
I
right
could
now.
get in the middle of these two
Sinking some
fellas.
brewskis.
We're just watching these male models. This feels like a movie. It doesn't
No, it is.
feel like
It's the
a.
making of a male model.
Oh, it's a okay. Well, that's fine. I thought it was a documentary.
Yes, YouTube making of a male model, 1983.
Yeah, if you want to play that at about the minute mark, you can listen along.
It's at 12:15.
It's at
16,
12:16 now.
17.
So if you want to sync that up, then you can watch along with. It's on YouTube.
They're kind of giving each other homoerotic stares, sinking some brews.
Yeah, but
chatting
back
on
in the day,
camera.
that was masculine.
Okay.
Like no one, because it was 1980s, and not like the gay part of the 80s. This was macho men. I think. Actually, no. This is movies called Making of a Male Model. I don't know who's watching this. I was trying to say like maybe the people watching it are so straight they don't even see the homoeroticism just comes through as boys. Like this guy's eyes.
Yeah, they're pretty. Fucking A.
Those blue eyes.
Impressive.
See, that could be you.
But then
In another life, that's you.
Yeah. I just like brain dead actor who is like no of my own thoughts.
But how much happier would you be?
That's true. I would be. Yeah. So you got me in that point where I was too real, bro. I could be
No,
happy.
it's true. This is a real. This is about the realness.
Oh, sweet. Well, set me up with your headshots, guy. I'll finally pull off the Band-Aid. I'll get them done, and then I'll just start applying. Then
You should.
It'll open up all like.
Because the thing is, you wouldn't have to be a good actor. You just have to be you.
What's it called? What did they call it on Saturday Night Live? Just be the face.
Just be a face.
Yeah.
Just be a face. I feel that's with all actors though. Is like half of them are faces, and then half are like good.
What were your motivations to be an actor? You wanted to do that for a while.
I think
I've seen your sexy headshot. Were you posting for the face? That was when you were slim down, you know.
I was a little bit slimmer. I don't know. I think I was never going to be the face. I don't have a face. I had to get through by a talent, and then my career didn't work out too
Ambiguous
well.
Asian man in the background.
Ambiguous Asian. Do you think am I ambiguous of my race?
If you shaved your beard,
Okay.
the beard is like bogan as.
Really?
right?
Okay.
I feel like that's too thick. It's obviously like a white guy beard.
Okay.
If you like sort of just maybe gave yourself a comb over,
Yeah.
ambiguous. But the brown though, the brown hair is probably what gets you.
Too brown?
Yeah, okay. How about this,
Okay.
Shave the face.
Yep.
You can keep the hair or even just like go jet black.
Yes.
Rice patty hat.
Oh, okay. Tape back the eyes.
No, you're there. Look
I'm
at
already
your
there with the
eyes.
eyes. Okay. Maybe like get some fake
Did
teeth.
you always have eyes like that?
Yes, always.
Was that you like bullied in high school about your eyes?
I wasn't bullied, I think. Oh, maybe at once. I don't think I was heavily bullied. But like I remember it's like someone asked me the question if I was from Malaysia at one point. If I had Malaysian background.
And how did you just take it as no, or did you think deeper into it? Like, mate, am I giving off Malayan
No, I was just
vibes?
like, no. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's weird because I look a lot like my dad, but
Okay.
I think the eyes are from. I think the eyes are kind of like Irish. I think there's a brand of Irish that has these eyes, and that's from my mum's side. And I don't think they've partnered well with my dad's face, who's kind of got like stronger eyebrows.
Okay.
So I think the eyebrows squish down the eyes, which are already like squinty.
And then there's the puffy cheekbones.
And the cheekbones and everything.
Nah, look, I was lying to you. You are not racially ambiguous whatsoever. You are the whitest of whites, mate. So
I've been told that I look ethnically ambiguous.
like what? Maybe like a Slav.
Yeah, like Slav.
That's just still white.
No, how dare you?
That's still white.
How dare you, my good sir?
They're just like loose cunts white.
You know what's interesting?
Tell me.
Is that the Slavs, there's a lot of Slavic countries, there's some pretty big like neo-Nazi movements
That's pretty white.
there. It is pretty white. However, if you like read about the actual Nazis, they hated the Slavs. They thought the Slavs were some of the lowest of the low. They should be like enslaved.
But how low on that? Like, you've got the chart. Oh, it's just over there, isn't it? Really? I didn't know that. Like,
Yeah.
I knew maybe like Serbians and Bosnians weren't like a big fan of.
I think just all Slavs, because I think that also.
Oh, true, because they weren't even that yet.
I think maybe because they were gearing up to go to war with Russia,
Okay.
who are Slavs.
Well, you don't think, but you're telling me just because Hitler said so that they're not white.
Well, I mean, who are you going to trust?
No, he is
On
the authority
whiteness,
on white.
on who's white.
Yeah, you got everything else right. You know.
Well, I mean, Irish people used to not be white.
Really?
Well, not in the way that mattered.
What does that mean?
Well, they weren't like hireable, right? You didn't trust them. They were like enslaved, weren't they?
Yeah, well, I guess that's what you're saying. Well, to the British.
They couldn't join the KKK.
Like
KKK used to be a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
These are like different racism timelines.
There's a different racism timeline, Italians, they're white now, apparently.
I could see you going back in time just to like go to like different rallies and be like, oh, which flavor's my favorite? Like the Klan rally or like a Hitler rally. Like I could see you like.
I think, and here's what I truly believe about myself. I think if I went back to a time, whatever like the more uniform like opinion is, I'm gonna go against that.
Oh,
because I think that's kind of what like I like occasionally saying, say racial stuff, right? Like a lot of my jokes are racy. Maybe I say some sexist stuff every now and then as a joke, as a clear joke, right? I think that maybe. Well, look, whatever your opinion is, I'm only doing it with people. I like when people go like, "Oh, come on," because I want to be disagreed with in that regard. So I'd be the guy who'd be at like we got to focus through this. Anyone watching along with us to making a male model, this is a tantalizing scene.
Absolutely. He's in his first call. Go on.
I think that like if you sent me back to like, Nazi Germany at like the height of people hating Jews, I'd be the guy who like, is like, hey, I actually love Jews. So everyone can be like, oh, like, fuck off, Ramsey.
It makes me think, though, like, what... You'd be that one guy. Like, I feel like that was a lot of those people.
Maybe. I think it depends on the circle I'm with.
And then they just got pushed... Okay.
Right?
So you think if you were with... What if you were in that circle of people who are like, nah, fuck, we're not up for this, like, the Nazi party, fuck that. You'd be like, wait a second.
I'd be like, they got some good ideas.
Hear them out.
Right? The same way it is now. How everyone hates the Nazis, and I'll occasionally, as a bit, be like, hey... Hitler.
So wait, what are you... Okay, if that's the case, like, what are some other, like, mainstream opinions that you diverge from in modern day?
But I don't know, but none of these things are my actual opinion.
Oh, it's just devil's advocate for
This is just things I say.
For he's and her.
I hate people that can't get away from their opinion. They just got to keep on saying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they're like, this is what I think. It's like, yeah, but who cares?
Are you talking about they're repeating it, or they're just...
They're just repeating it.
And they're afraid to stray in the conversation.
Yeah, like, or they're afraid to, like, understand that, like, sometimes people are saying shit in, like, jest. Yeah, you don't believe, right? Obviously, I think women should vote. But how boring would it be if we just sat down and were like, yeah, I think women should vote. And you're like, of course. Yeah, that's an inalienable human right. And then we like shook hands or whatever.
Well, that's what I was hoping the second portion of this podcast would be.
It's going to be our women's right to vote.
Yeah, okay. So I thought you were going on a different take. I thought you were saying, like, put yourself in any timeline, you'll just go with the flow kind of thing. You were like...
I think I'd be what I am now, which is just, like... I don't think I would do anything... Like, I wouldn't be doing anything too extraordinary. Like, I don't know if I have the confidence or, like, to be part of, like, a resistance or, like, the skills. Right?
Yeah. Or just that grit of it. So I was just picturing myself in the fucking... In the depths of it, rebelling against the Nazi party.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think that'd be cool, right? Like, it'd be awesome to be, like, living in, like, Nazi-occupied Paris and, like, your secret radio signals, right? Like, you're the guy in, like, Inglourious Bastards, right?
Yeah.
Like, those guys, like, that'd be fun. Maybe not, cool, but, like, conceptually.
Yeah, obviously you want to be the hero, riding on a horse and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. I know what you're saying. It would be cool.
Yeah, but I don't know if I have the confidence to, like, be willing to die for the cause.
You're just willing to die for nothing instead.
Well, yeah, maybe, actually. Oh, okay, well, that probably depends on what level of, I guess, suicidality I'm at.
True.
Because imagine if all you had to do was kill yourself or walk outside and say, I love Jews.
Yeah.
And then like a brigade just comes down and goes, oh, that's a kid, bang, dead.
Well, do you think there is any kind of like message or like something you would die for? Like, don't say something boring like your wife.
Well,
or
look, that's
like-
probably the only answer. I mean, I don't know. I think.
What if billionaires, like the global elite told you, mate, you gotta go to war for your freedom.
Oh, fuck off, bro.
You
The
want
fuck
freedom?
out of her. Yeah, they can fuck off. I don't know. I think I would. Look, in my mind, there are a lot of things I think I would die for, but I think I'm lying to maybe myself and all the lovely people watching if I was like, I'd actually do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like conceptually, yeah, sure, I'd fight for freedom in some abstract way. Like, I'd like to think that I could roll into a town that's under tyranny. You know what I mean? And I have a shootout with the I like die like an honorable death. Conceptually, I like that.
It would, yeah. It does
It's good.
sound cool, but actually putting it into practice is.
But
a
if
whole...
I was there, would I do it, or would I just kind of be like, oh, okay, sorry, and just move on?
I reckon, yeah, we'd probably move on. Like, yeah, everyone wants to be that guy, but there's
Yeah.
so few of us that are actually that guy.
Yeah, I don't trust people who say they're that guy.
Yeah, I don't get confidence in anything.
Yeah.
You know? I don't. Yeah.
Because it's a nice thing to say, like, yeah, sure, I'd fight, like I like to think if I was living in Ireland, I'd be part of the, like, IRA, like back in the day, back in the
Oi.
Troubles. But I don't know if I got the confidence.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you do. I think myself either. There's always. I think you need that one person to actually be confident, and then plebs like us will be like, oh yeah, that's the fucking. He's right.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know if I'm a natural leader.
No.
I think I'm too autistic for that.
Yeah. People do gravitate away from you generally. I have noticed that.
Which is weird because of my mass. You'd think I'd have a
You're
more.
better than that. You even like, if I said that, you would be face palming as well.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes
You
you
just
gotta.
gotta be, you're trying to be funny. For
You're
the
right.
It's
I
good.
am. Well, hey, look, that's what people are here for. I think.
You have any new bits you're running, mate? Anything you're trying?
Okay, here we go. I do fucking something. I want to work a bit about how, like, I'm trying to say that, like, I'm like a nice, I'm like a considerate guy.
Okay.
So when I'm watching like gangbang porn, like, I want to make sure all of the cum shots are accounted for.
Oh.
Right? Like,
yeah.
if there's 9 guys and I only see 8 cum shots, I'm like, hey, what about that dude? And then something about how, like, every penis in a porno is like a Chekhov's gun. Like, it has to go off before the end of the production.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because if it's not, thematically, it's disappointing.
Wow. All right. So the bit is this. I'm just imagining how you came up with this bit. Like you're literally just watching gangbang porn. It's like, hey,
Hold on
that
a
guy.
second.
Fucking don't leave him out, bro. The guy's been jacking
Yeah.
off in the corner for 20 minutes.
Exactly.
To be fair, he's like the most relatable one in the whole series.
yeah,
as well.
of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Gangbang porn's crazy that they can make that happen.
What do you mean?
Being part of a gangbang, I don't understand it.
What's the most amount of people you've had sex with at one time?
1.
Ditto.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I guess so. What do you mean? Like, can't make it hard? I think.
Well,
the
just like,
natural
okay,
urge of like hedonism that reigns heavy in
I
everybody.
guess so.
You know?
But like, when there's like, because if you're watching one of these gangbangs and there'll be like 10 guys there, right? And so what's the maximum like capacity for a lady to be taking?
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know.
So like, well, you get like maybe if it's like packed, like a triple penetration, 1 in her mouth. You know what I mean? But there's still a couple of guys who are there.
A couple like not so well hung guys.
Whenever
in the
like
ears.
the shot is kind of wide enough that you can tell there's a guy there just kind of jacking off by himself.
Yeah.
I'm like that. If I was that guy, I'd just have to leave.
And like not for like kink shaming, but where does it come? Where's this appeal come for that? Like maybe the chick is like a girl watching gangbang porn is like, fuck yeah, I can fantasize about being that girl. But then like,
But I don't think that's what's happening.
who you reckon it's blokes
I don't
watching
think it's
it?
women watching gangbang porn, being like, yeah, they're really beating the
Ladies,
fuck out of her.
Let us know in the comments. Do you watch gangbang porn?
That's right,
Yeah.
ladies.
Lady.
Yeah.
No, but surely it is though. Like,
I don't think so.
you think it's sort of dudes is like, yeah, I want to.
I think it's dude. Well, it's like it's of course the progression of watching porn,
yeah, true.
which we've all been through. Right? You start off, you're a kid, you're a child, You're a wee teenager, and you're like, I just
unsupervised internet access.
unsupervised, and you start off, and you're like, I just want to see tits, and that will blow me away.
Yeah.
That'll just get, and and because there's so many tits, you're very quick like desensitized. You're like, all right, now we're gonna see sex, and that's then you get kind of bored of regular sex, and then you're like, oh, this woman's getting 2 dicks. All right, well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Creates an excitement. Then all of a sudden you're like, there's fucking. You know what I mean? They're just lining up to come on this lady, right? There's like a train load of people just lining up to come on this woman, and you're like, why? I don't know conceptually why this does this for me, but I do know that I need to take a break from pornography.
Yeah, no, it genuinely is. That's an addiction, mate.
Yeah.
It's a disease.
So I think that's who's watching gangbang porn. I don't think it's ladies who are like, oh, I'd sure love to have 2 dicks in my ass. That can't feel good for anybody, can it?
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll stop. Yeah, no, you might be right. I think you're right. It probably is that just like
2 dicks is too many. For me, I'd say.
Mr. Straight over here.
Well, hey, look,
That's like the most hetero thing you've ever said. 2 dicks is too many.
I think it's more like, it's kind of like in, ancient Greeks times where it was gay to receive, it wasn't gay to give.
Oh, okay. That's just modern day heterosexual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's what they teach you in fucking, in sex ed in year 8 now.
So it's gay to receive.
Exactly. They're like, it's gay to receive. It's not gay to give, though.
Yeah. I didn't know my mom was gay.
There's nothing gayer than being a woman.
Yeah. I still have this theory. It's like there's no such thing as a fully straight woman.
Yes.
Because most females that I've spoken to, like their go-to like porn is lesbian porn.
Really?
At least maybe that, or they're lying to me.
Okay.
Like I feel like
have you paid these women in some sort of chat room to talk to you?
God no.
Is that what's happening?
I don't pay for that shit.
What
Mate. I'm not
porn do you
fucking
watch?
your last guest. I don't know who the last guest was. Whoever it was, it could legitimately apply to all of you.
It was a guy who definitely did. Okay.
Well, there you go. There you go. What were we saying? Sorry.
Something about
how women are gay.
Yeah, women are gay. You were saying they watch lesbian porn.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, look, I could be wrong. I'm not speaking for all women here, but I could. But like most of them, I feel like, yeah, there seems to be an ongoing theme with women I've spoke to. They like lesbian porn.
Yeah. Well, I think
And then I'm just like, yes, no dicks, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Don't look at a dick.
No.
Don't look at one.
If you do, not cool.
Whore.
Yeah. How dare you?
Whore.
But yeah, women are gay.
Well, look, I think it kind of. Right? They like musicals and stuff.
True. And also, like, the first gay guy was definitely inspired by a woman a little bit. It's like, he saw a woman getting fucked and was like, ooh.
I want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
But not in what you think. Yes, definitely. Yeah. The first gay guy, that's going to be a crazy experience.
Yeah, right. Well, do you reckon... Because how much of it is like just primal instinct for like procreation? We eat, sleep, fuck, right? And then when did it become recreational?
Yeah, I guess there was a changeover. Like there would have been a time in evolution where it was like blurred, where like people were just fucking or whatever.
Like dogs, for example.
Like
right?
dogs.
A dog will just fuck the air, but it has that natural instinct to fuck the air.
Yes.
Whereas maybe it was that kind of thing. It was like fuck it.
Yeah.
What can I put my?
Well, dogs will engage in homosexuality. Which I think is beautiful.
To watch.
I think it's beautiful, and I think there's nothing better, and I think children should watch it. But no, like my dog gets humped by his brother.
Okay.
And that's
Ramsey. No, wait, do you actually have a second dog?
No. So my auntie-in-law,
Pardon me.
I think that's how it works. My auntie-in-law owns my dog's brother. And so they're both boys, and then so occasionally my dog will get humped by the other dog. Never the other way around.
Really?
They never hump the other way.
What do you think that is? That's just the alpha and the dog kind of thing? Because that's very much plays into
I
their
think maybe, yeah.
social interactions.
My dog...
Sorry, it's very hard.
That's all right. You strip off exactly as I planned. Well, you think there's a reason it's so hot in here? You think that's a coincidence? But no, I think it's well, my dog wasn't very well socialized because we got it a bit late. So it was originally my wife's dog, who her mum didn't want to have a dog, but then she got cancer, and one of the benefits of that is you then get to get a dog. Because people don't want to say no to you.
To be fair, and also kind of irresponsible, really.
Very irresponsible.
Because say what, then you die, and now the dog just has to
exactly.
live without you?
It has to eat your corpse.
I mean,
it's how it's got to survive. Your cancer-ridden corpse.
I feel like you really looked into the camera for that one.
I did. I want to wink there to my lovely wife.
Yeah, I just feel like that's a bit irresponsible, but good on
it. It definitely is. Well, it's dumb, and then they didn't really have the ability to look after a dog. They're very Macedonian, so it's no dogs in the house. Mm-hmm. My dog's a cavoodle, which is a house dog. Right. It's not an outside type of dog, so it's just very dumb from all angles. My wife eventually moves out. She moves in with me. The dog's at home. The dog isn't really getting taken care of that well. It's not going for walks. It's not kind of interact. It's not getting socialized with other dogs. So I think the other dogs kind of see it, and it's an expression of power and play. They go to hump it, and my dog, who hasn't had that kind of upbringing around most other dogs, is I guess I'll just get humped. Yeah. I don't know what to do.
Okay. And then does it have a confused and almost hurt look in its eye?
It'll look to me or Emily, and it'll be it just looks confused.
Right.
And then we're gonna kick the other dog off and be like, hey, don't hump your brother. That's gay. And it's incestuous.
Yeah. Did you neuter the pup?
Yes.
Nice.
But only when we got it.
Oh, okay.
We got the dog. It was a year and a half old.
So do you reckon?
Just had its balls.
Can dogs fuck at that age?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are they
it used
ready
to come. It used to come everywhere.
Okay. Was this before, while
the
you jacked off?
The first night we got it, we're cool. Here's a dog. He's very energetic. We're kind of excited to have a dog. He immediately starts humping, and then we're look at this dog. He's humping.
At first, it's funny.
He's just humping the air, and then just all of a sudden squirts
hands free.
Hands free.
Whoa!
Hands
what was
free.
That dog thinking about
squirts all over the bed, and so it's really late at night. We've just driven home from out west. We've had dinner at her place, whatever room. It's late. I got to work tomorrow, so I'm tired or whatever. And then the dog just comes, and I'm fuck. We got to change the bed sheets. We got to figure out a way to get the dog away from us. Because the dog would be near us and would get very excited, and then his expression of being excited, it would start humping, and that would make it come, right? So it used to be that if you got the dog...
Just the visual of it saw us, would get so excited and just come itself out of excitement.
But the excitement wasn't a sexual excitement. It would just be very happy, and that kind of creates a humping. In a dog that hasn't been trained not to hump, that's what they do,
right? As
a response to their excitement, and that then becomes a sexual thing. And that's what I learned about dogs, is that dogs don't fuck and then come, right? Because you know how dogs have a lock on their penis?
They have a lock. Is this something like a line?
They have a bulb. Yes, it kind of hooks in.
Okay.
So a dog has a bulb in its penis. So when it's fucking, it will get stuck there, and then it'll keep on humping. That's why sometimes you see dogs. They get stuck together and stuff. Wow. If you're in a place with a lot of dogs, they're humping or whatever, they get stuck, and you got to hold them until they get less excited, and then take them apart, right?
Okay.
So what a dog does, it locks in, and it just comes the whole time. There's no it just goes.
Oh, so it's a constant stream.
It's a constant stream, right?
What's the millage on that?
Oh
Jesus
man,
Christ.
Too much is the answer. Way too much.
It's fresh from the factory.
Yeah, so it used to happen all the time.
Wow, yeah.
Where I would because you'd kind of watch him, right? So before he got neutered, because then we immediately were we're cutting his balls off. I can't believe he's not neutered beforehand. I can't believe he's gotten to this age and he's not neutered. So every now and then you'd be at home and you'd hear something start creaking or whatever, and then you'd see the dog, and he would be sometimes humping, sometimes he would be fucking his own face. Because they can bend down there. So he gets down there, he's absolutely jackhammering himself.
So you're proper filleting himself.
Proper filleting himself, right? And then you just have
pat this dog.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's been a long time. It's all good, okay?
I did the same thing before I came. He pat me, if anything. You know?
He's been washed. So it'd be like in the morning or whatever, and my dog would be there on the couch, and of course we've woken up, and he's like very happy to be alive. Also, we ended up getting a cage, so he'd stay in the cage a lot for most of the nights, because it's like he can't come out and hump or whatever. So then he's get really excited. I'm like making breakfast. I look back, my dog is just like humping himself, so I have to yell at him, like, "Hey, Joey, stop that!" And then he would look at me, and then cum would also squirt out in my direction.
He's a sub. He likes getting yelled at. You know?
We literally, after that, we had to throw away our couch because there was just so much. There was too much cum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So it's gross.
Yeah, I'm not going to make that reference. Yeah, that is fucking gross.
What's the reference?
Something about a pull-out couch.
Oh,
Hey.
hello.
You know who you are.
Yes.
Yeah, no, wow, that's crazy. So did you notice a massive shift in the personality like immediately after?
No, not really. You get him and he's a bit drugged up or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so he's got the cone on, and so you're like, all right, this guy's cool. Less humping, which was good, but not much of a really personality shift or anything.
So that makes me wonder, like, because you say you've got some bits about talking about getting bored during sex. If you got castrated,
yes,
do you think you would shift much? Because you're not a very like energetic guy anyway. You're very mellow, kind of. Yeah, I don't need balls, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd get rid of my balls, I guess. I think, would I change as a person?
I feel it'd be hard not to, but I think of all the people who would lose their nuts and do nothing, or like would not change, I feel like you'd be a good shoe.
I'd be up there.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think, I guess maybe the beard wouldn't grow in as much.
True.
That's his expression of testosterone. I might be less hairy. I've always been hairy.
Okay.
I've always been extremely hairy.
It's like the back.
Too much so. The back, the front, the pubes, the legs. And I got hairy very early, which I think affected me.
Oh, did you have armpit hair in primary school?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. I think I had a mustache. I had a light mustache.
Damn.
But it was like, just so before everyone else developed.
It's like, well, Ramsey, why do you have a mustache and tits?
Yeah, literally. And it's like, bro, I'm getting chest hair, I'm getting everything. And it's like, chest hair isn't attractive when you're 12.
No. Well, 12-year-olds aren't attractive.
12-year-olds hate chest hair is what I found. From when I was 12 when I had chest hair, and I was like, gross.
And now they're just
I was a disgusting person, right? But I think there's now, like, as in adulthood, I think there are some women who they like a hairy guy.
Oh, no, for sure.
It's a very, so I think that's kind of why, like, in my head, I think I'm very ugly. I think I am, but I think that comes from me with the time that I went through.
You're not very ugly. Like,
no.
I'm not gonna say, oh, you're a hot cunt. You're a
no, exactly. No, that's
you can't
fair.
call yourself a very ugly person.
Well, that's what I feel like. That because I think it's from like when I was developing, like sexually for the first time, I was repulsive to everybody because nobody else was on my wavelength.
Okay.
So I was this weird and like freak.
There was no like fucking monster-titted 12-year-old girl you could have talked to? Like,
no.
Hey, we're in early.
No. If you know any, send them my way.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think I developed in a different way. Like, I'm very hairy in specific spots.
Can I say one more thing about this?
Of course, I interrupted you.
I remember coming home at about, I want to say, year 3, maybe. So maybe a bit before puberty or like close-ish. I remember coming home and crying, my mum asking me why, and I just said, I'm ugly. And she's like, who told you this? I'm like, I just figured it out.
It's like a math equation.
Yeah, literally.
I've done the working out. No one spoke to me for 3 recesses in a row.
I've done, well, not even that. I've just looked at myself and be like, yeah, that's not good. And like, I think whatever, I wasn't, I didn't feel like attractive, so I was like crying. And it's like, no, I'm just ugly. And then obviously, like, I'm perceptive. Like, ugly people don't do well in life. Right?
So you just had like this cascading thing.
So I had this cascading thing of
what
like...
What do you mean they don't do well in life?
Well, they don't get what they want.
If anything, there's a lot of ugly people who get like beaten down by the society, and then that's what causes them. I'll show you kind of mentality.
Like
and they become
who?
Successful. Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. Okay, well, that's true, but I don't know, I wasn't like idolizing Danny DeVito as a kid,
maybe
right?
you fucking should have.
It's like, what am I into when I'm 3 or whatever? I'm watching like TV, like, everyone's, good looking there.
Yeah, I just realized that I literally compared 12-year-old you to
Yeah,
Danny DeVito. So yeah,
A 12-year-old's crying that they're ugly. Like, hey, look at Danny. Look at Danny, he's doing good.
Like, imagine that's your mum's advice to you.
Be like Danny.
He's
you
so
know?
ugly and
Yeah.
successful.
But him being like successful, like that isn't going to be reflected onto me as a 12-year-old because I don't understand like success. I don't understand that this guy's like a successful actor.
Then where was your
I
perception
understand
going?
that even if I see Danny DeVito, he's on a TV show where everyone's kind of he's fat and ugly. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He's all of Arnold Schwarzenegger's leftover good DNA, right? Like that whole movie is making fun of him. I'm not watching that movie and being like, hey, that guy's making millions of dollars right now. I'm like, hey, that guy is ugly and everyone treats him worse because of it.
Very fair point.
Like, that's what you realize.
Okay. And then going back to what you were saying, you were talking about how you're perceptive, and you said
Yes.
ugly people don't do well in life. Where were you looking at it then in terms of success? Like, what were you saying they don't do well in life? In what aspect? If
Well,
you
I don't
weren't
know,
thinking about success.
like, what do you value when you're fucking, 12 or 13 or whatever? It's like, I don't know. I guess footy plays in a way. I wasn't that big into footy or whatever. But just like the way people get...
all coconut fucking...
they're beautiful.
No, there are some handsome men in there.
There's some
that's no
handsome
lie.
men.
That's no lie.
But it's like, just in the way people get treated.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And I think it's also like the language you use when someone's a child is you're always talking about someone's beauty is like a positive act, thing for somebody, right? Like you're saying, sure, conceptually, ugly people can do well or whatever, but you're not going to tell the child, be like, hey, look, you're ugly, but that's all right. You always get told that you're beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it was a clicking thing for me. It's like, oh, well, my mum's going to tell me I'm beautiful. It's when you stop believing your parents about everything.
True.
And you kind of I saw through okay, so my parents have to say whatever about me, but then I'm at school and girls don't like me or whatever, and it's like.
See, that's really.
I was also an autistic little fucking retard. You know what I mean? I had no game.
Which, if anything,
right?
is in your favor.
Exact. Well, okay. What for success?
Come on. You could channel it.
I could. Well, it's comedy,
it's just interesting
I
to me
guess.
as well. Like at a 12-year-old boy, you're I guess it's sort of everybody thinks about that kind of thing, but other boys are coming home. It's like, fuck, I lost in that running race, and I didn't score in footy. I did bad on whatever. It's like, Mom, I'm ugly.
Yeah. Well, it's bad. Ugly. Well,
It's
look,
sad. Yeah.
You don't understand this. I understand.
Hey.
Did you come home from a day from school and you're like, Mom, I'm beautiful. I'm never going to develop a personality. I look too good. I'm never going to have the need to be interesting.
Nah, I don't know. What did I think of myself in high school? I don't know. I had long hair like this, but I didn't look after it. Mm-hmm. I was colorblind at the time, so I didn't know that my mum dyed my hair blue, and I thought it was meant to be black. And so I just rolled around as a kid with blue hair. So I was just angry at the world in general, as opposed to angry at myself and how I looked.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know. I was thinking more big picture. You were thinking more
I'm a small picture guy, right? But yeah, I remember that. It wasn't.
Well, you wouldn't fit in a small picture.
This guy.
See, it's
this guy is crushing.
Where's your sound effects?
Oh, fuck sound effects, man. Karim tried to do the steamroller when he was on here.
Oh, did you cut it out?
I said we got a bed there, and we're watching a slavery documentary. It's you can be working. We got quarters for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so you're working out that gangbang bit?
The gangbang bit. I thought of that today. I thought of another bit, but I can't remember. It's on my phone. You got any bits?
I was trying to... Did I talk to you about this one? It's basically when did we stop being friends on social media? And now everyone's a follower.
Mm.
You know, everyone's a follower. It's all we've all got this messiah complex. You're trying to get 250,000 followers.
Yeah.
Instead, I just wanted friends, you know?
Yes.
It's what are you doing with all those followers? Just fucking starting religion.
Yeah.
Or
It's pretty good. Hold a second. 2012 called. They want their bit back.
Whee! Jesus Christ. That's crazy because in 2012 you were fucking thinking about how ugly you were.
I was like, damn, I'm so ugly. God damn.
Yeah.
And then I saw someone do that. Oh, I think that's a take. That's a take that's been kind of done. Yeah, I think so. You've got all these followers but no friends.
True. Okay.
You just need a good hook for it. I don't know.
Yeah, the best thing I got is just the conga line thing.
Yeah, I'm stuck at 800 Instagram followers.
Yeah, how are we gonna break through?
Podcast clips, baby.
Podcast clips. That's I think you gotta just
I got Shiro.
push out that bullshit content, and eventually one of it will hook.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like you were
that's the
doing those
idea.
little one-liner jokes for a little while.
I was.
They were horrific, and I'm almost I have so many bad short one-liners.
I
I
thought
should just do a pun a week.
You
know what I
should.
mean?
You
I know.
should.
I will.
It'd probably work. I think you need streams of content.
Like multiple, yeah.
like
yeah.
multiple streams. Like I got the podcast. I can clip some stuff up. So maybe that's a clip or two a week, right? And then I need something else. I had this idea. I think it would go well on Instagram and TikTok. Just like cum reviews, where I make a solution that looks like cum, and then like I taste it like it's a wine, and then like I do like a little review. I just do that once a week.
I mean,
And I'm like, this one tastes like it's been aged in the shaft for a couple of for a couple of days.
maybe you'll get somewhere with the terminology and your descriptive terms might get somewhere. But
Yeah.
I think that's a one video.
You
kinda
think so?
tag. I don't know if that's a weekly installment.
I think if I do weekly cum reviews,
Cum Connoisseur with Ramsey Smith.
But have you seen the dumb shit that goes off on Insta? That's what it's about.
You're right. You're right.
There's a kid who does a backflip every day, 350K.
That's hey.
That's how it works. You just need to stare into the. You just need to make reels where you just look into the camera, and you wink. And that's it.
I don't know how.
And then everyone's heart becomes like butter, and they're
I
like,
gotta figure something out in terms of like what do you reckon we do? Like, I gotta dress down for it a bit. You know what I mean? I don't wanna look like I'm taking myself too seriously. I think that's my whole thing is that I don't want to be the kind of guy who's like, oh, I'm fucking so up there, I'm so confident. Because I just look at that guy and think that guy's a bit of a douche.
Yes.
And because I think that, I'm so far the opposite that I'm just like a little meek.
yeah,
cunt.
of course. You need a little bit of some type of delusion.
Yeah. But just like trying to make yourself look good to people is just so.
Yeah, but you do it so
all the time.
effortlessly.
Yeah. Nah, I put a lot of effort. I don't know.
It's
weird.
hard when you
It's
gotta like
weird.
sell yourself. It's the worst.
How are you with the interviews? I interviewed some people for the first time in my role. We won't go into too many specifics.
Oh,
But like
Adi-da. Look at you.
no, just the second man in the room, not the main interviewer.
Oh,
But like it was
really?
just interesting. Like
If I had the interview and you were in the room, like no focus on the questions.
these guys weren't focusing.
Yeah,
They were just a bunch of really sweaty
Oh, because you're an IT.
Nepalese guys.
Oh, really? Yeah, sweaty Nepalese guys.
No, they were nice enough gents, but like I think like it really made you realize
You interviewing me, and it's like, so what do you think your weaknesses are? I'm like, your eyes.
Now, do you rely on your resume?
Do I lie? No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
I've started to realize a lot of people do.
It's a pretty smart thing to do.
Not when you get asked a question you don't know the answer to.
Then you just won't get that job.
Yeah.
But if you weren't going to get it anyway,
Yeah.
Right?
True.
it doesn't matter.
That's actually a very fair point.
Doesn't matter.
I just start lying. Yeah, but no, I found it very interesting. Just like that power dynamic of like asking these people questions and then just watching them like, oh, it's like, what do you think of? You have an issue with the printer. What are you gonna do to solve this printer issue? It's
Yeah.
like, fuck. First, I'm gonna call them and ask, is the printer working? It's like,
Yeah.
no, they called you. And the printer's not working. It's really crazy because it's such an unnatural thing, like an interview. Similar
of
to,
course.
like this is just a simple conversation. But if I was trying to extract information out of you,
Yeah.
I think it would go downhill very hard.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know. I could only extract one thing out of you that you'd let me.
And then I'd review it.
Yeah, moving on.
I like that you hate my cum review idea as much as Emily did.
No, I was also just moving on from the job interview thing. I was
Well,
like, this
that's-
kind of went nowhere. So yeah,
So are you asking questions at all in the interviews, or you're just there?
yeah. I had to
You're just
ask
giving your
questions, like,
opinion,
when is
and you're like, Tavis, this just says Nepalese. This isn't a. You're like, yeah, that's what I noticed about him.
No, yeah, I did. But I think it was like, what was my question? It was like, oh, you can answer this question for me.
Okay.
Right? Say you're going for, what job are you going for? What job do you want?
Whatever you got. What pays the most?
It's not my job, I'll tell you that.
I don't know. What I don't know jobs.
Okay. Move over, cunt.
Okay, here we go.
You're about to, you auditioning as a prop
Okay.
for the NRL. They do interviews. You don't need the physicality because we can
I'm
tell you're,
interviewing.
yeah,
Okay,
we can
there
tell
we
that you're
go.
a fucking unit
That's
of a man.
interesting.
So we just want to know,
Well,
like, hey,
in NRL sense, it'd be more of a character review, just to see what type of guy you are.
okay, hey, we all make mistakes. Give me an example of when you've made a mistake, and what did you do to resolve that mistake?
Said the N-word at the start of a podcast.
Mm.
And I just deleted it and started again.
And that's it. He's got the job.
There we go.
Yeah, fuck. So this guy has really progressed. We're watching a movie here. It's pretty much just been multiple sequences of him shirtless and getting photos taken.
This seems like a movie that, like, when they were making it, they were like, oh, women are going to love this movie. And it's only gay guys watching it.
Yeah, I think you're probably spot on.
Yeah.
You're probably spot on.
See, I want a chest like that. Like how the hair, like, stops under the, like, pec area.
Ah, okay.
Like, that's like a nice hairy chest. I've just got to, it's too much, it's too wild.
Yeah, and see, it goes all the way up to the neck and then there. See, I've got that, but mine stops here. So I've got the and some crazy long nipple hair.
You got long nipple hair.
Yeah, yeah. Not at the moment, because, you know, you fucking tend to it, but, like...
That's good.
Like, I probably can get to, like, probably 3 or 4 centimeter.
Okay.
Of nipple
Wow.
hair.
Wow. Yeah, it just gets, like, bushy and, like...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's just everywhere. It's
Fuck,
just
find the
hair.
nip.
The back's really hairy.
Have you ever got a wax?
I've got a shave one time.
So not a wax.
Not a wax,
That's
no.
your content.
A wax?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, I tried one time.
Just do 40-year-old virgin kind of stuff. That is content. Watch this.
Getting
Watch this
waxed.
grown man get waxed, bro. That will get at least 1,000
That would
views.
do pretty
It
good.
would.
That would be good.
Because your reactions would be funny as well.
Imagine getting waxed and it gets like 150 views. Gets less than it
Well,
normally
now you're
does.
sexy.
And I just cry. Now I'm sexy. Oh, man.
No, I think that's for real. Just torture yourself a little bit.
Torture myself for the content.
It's not any worse than what you fucking go up on stage and bombing jokes, you know? This is just like physical pain.
Hey, look, speak for yourself, buddy. I've crushed.
Yeah.
I've never bombed.
Never bomb.
You ever meet someone like that? They're
I
like,
think we
never
both have
bombed.
met somebody like that.
They're like, oh, I bombed. And you're like, why are you acting surprised? It's what you do. What? Like, no. Anyway.
No, I get it. I love it when because I was you try to be so conscious of how you appear off to people, especially when you
Yes.
first join the open mic scene. We won't go too deep into it, but I love when you have the open mic and it's like, fuck, like their second or third time's like, this worked last time. Like, what are you talking
they don't
about?
get it just yet.
Nah, yeah. But that's alright. I still do that. I'll still get off an open mic and just be like, fucking hate myself.
Oh, yeah, it happens, of course. But then you need that good gig coming up where you can believe in yourself again.
Yeah. Have you got any good stuff coming up? Anything exciting?
No.
Nothing noteworthy?
Nothing noteworthy. Going to be doing Perth Fringe for any
Ooh, is this What's the
Perth
Deal?
listeners. This is going to be What's the Deal
Hell yeah. When is
with
that?
Big Kiana. Should be February,
Is that just before you go?
just before I go.
So you're going to leave from Perth?
No.
coming back to Sydney?
I'm going to come back to Sydney.
Isn't that the opposite direction?
It is the opposite direction. Well, it was a plans. The UK flights are already booked, and Emily won't be coming with me to Perth.
Oh, okay.
So we'll leave together or whatever.
Just a week, is it?
Just a week, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So it'll be a week. It'll be good. But no, what's going on with you? Any
Come on, if you're going to be doing these podcasts, you got to get some interview questions ready.
I don't have to get anything ready.
Well, okay. What are you going to
You're a handsome guy. Any ladies in the Tavis picture?
No, not per se. Not
None?
per se. None
Okay.
that I'm going to like publicly air out on an
You don't
open
have to say
forum.
their names. We can
No.
talk about them and their
Um,
address and stuff like that.
What is it? I went on a date recently and it was like, I heard so many likes per minute. And I was talking to my friends, like this girl was just saying like a lot.
Oh, she don't like, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like trying to understand, like she was a very intelligent girl, but like I think it just came down to nerves, right?
Okay.
And like I chalked it up just being nerves. Like I don't know if I was hearing
She was nervous.
Yeah.
Understandable.
But I was nervous too. So that got me thinking like what am I doing that's like
That's annoying.
yeah. Yeah, pretty
No,
much.
literally. I'm
much.
listening back to these and I do a couple things.
What
couple
are
of the
your
pods.
mannerisms?
I say, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean a lot.
Oh hell
Like
yeah.
I finish a thought and then I say, you know what I mean, and it's just very repetitive. Probably say like too much. These guys all know.
Oh, okay.
They're listening. They hate myself as much as I probably not actually. They're just normal people. But yeah, okay. So you're on a date.
I wouldn't even know how to call it a day. It was just like, hey, you want to grab a drink kind of thing. Like,
Nice.
It wasn't very official. But I don't know. My whole thing with dating right now is just like, I'm so in the depths of comedy. And I'm so in
Absolutely.
the bowels of it.
Absolutely.
Either just with working and like exercise, and I don't really have time to commit myself to a relationship.
Yes.
You know? I just think it would be rude. It would be a disservice to myself and my own goals. And then also to whoever I might be courting.
You're a focused individual.
Oh, well, I'm not doing a great job. Either.
Well, look, you're doing all right.
Yeah. No, nothing to note.
I'm
on
sure
the
are
ladies'
the ladies throwing themselves at you?
No. Oh well, you know, in recent days I have you know, like you go to a gig, you fucking crush.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crush, and then you walk up and you say, oh, is this on social media? No, they aren't really throwing themselves at me. I think it's because I'm so broken personally, like internally, that like they see my face and like, whoa, and then they hear me talk for like a day or two. It's like, this guy
Then they talk
has
to you,
problems,
and you're not happy. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what happens. I think it's my
Yes.
biggest downfall.
Yeah.
So no ladies of note. I'm trying to think if anything else super cool is going on. Fucking.
What's your goal in comedy?
If I could just become a working comedian. So however that means in terms of like touring. I just feel like if I was making the money that I'm making now through, which is no massive figure by any means, but if I in my current role and doing that in comedy, I feel like I would be content.
You'd be
life.
content.
Yeah. I'd be content. So I think if I can just make a living doing this, in whatever however that looks, be it a club comic or a fucking touring, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I think that's the goal.
Is that only comedy? Do you want to act at all?
I think I would actually try that, but also I think because at the end of the day, why do you do comedy? Just tell me this little sidebar question.
Why do I do comedy?
Do you want to make people laugh, or do you want the validation from others?
Comedy is the only language I speak.
I mean, well, you're gonna cut that out.
Nothing's getting cut out, brother.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna need Nepalese and the F word cut out, please.
The F word.
The F word.
Stop being a faggot and fucking just, you
nice.
know.
Well, this is all the, what is it, 20 minutes into the pod? All the ad sponsors, they're not caring about it. All the sponsors.
All of the sponsors, yeah, look, it's fine.
Yeah, no. So I think I would try acting just to give that a go, like to, I don't know, just to see if I've got the chops. Because I think I could lie very easily. And that's all acting is, really.
It's lying with yourself put into it, as an acting teacher once told me. I don't know. Acting's very wanky.
Yeah.
I think why I don't act as much and why I kind of really got into comedy is I think when I started comedy, I kind of realized that these were my people.
The misfits.
Well, when hanging out with actors, I'm like, these aren't my people.
Yeah.
Because they're close. They're, attention seeking, blah, 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 all that stuff that I resonate with. But they're either really pretentious or they're really dumb. It's a lot of like empty people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of empty people. And the pretentious people, they're the worst. Because they're just talking about stuff and you don't care.
Yeah, and see, that's what I get. I've never understood.
They're the confident and they know how to sell themselves.
But, okay, those kinds of people, right? So we'll just say like a default blueprint of an actor, right?
Yeah.
You meet some of them coming through the scene, and it's just like, do they know how disingenuous they're coming off, do you think?
No.
You think like this is... So what is the difference between that and just someone who's like a psychopath just trying to mirror how they think people should be socially?
I think they are close to being a psychopath. I think they're just empty. I think they're just... They don't know.
Well, right. Whereas
they might be psychopaths. They might be like low-level psychopaths.
They might be trying to like fill their emptiness with like external validation through acting, or just maybe it's them seeing themselves succeed like on a TV show or an ad.
I think it's like they want to act because I do think that creates a particular feeling for them. Because like you are able to lose yourself. If you're empty and you're acting, you get to add stuff into you. Right? And you kind of get to play pretend, and you get to be really good at pretending to have all this stuff going on, and try like to be more like complex, and you're able to really get away from yourself.
Yeah. And
you're able to think about really far away things. Like when you're at, like I remember doing an acting thing, and all of a sudden I'm like, imagining being like a Jewish student in a yeshiva in like fucking 17th century Europe. And like I'm really getting away from it, and I'm putting this in, and then when they're like off stage, they're like they're good at acting, and then so they're like, oh, I'm also going to act like a normal person.
Right.
But they don't have the writing when they're off stage.
Okay.
They don't have the writing. That also feels the character with life.
Yeah.
So they're kind of watching people, and they're like, "Hey man, how are you doing?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm alright." Like, that's all. Like when they're really excited about stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then so you felt like comedians were more your
Comedians
your
were more my
empty cup.
speed. Yeah, definitely my. Well, they're just like.
I don't feel like comedians are necessarily empty as.
I don't think comedians are empty. I'm saying these like actors, especially. I think comedians are like obviously a lot of them are like broken. It's I said like comedy is the only language I speak, and that's obviously the wankiest way to say anything ever. But
Sorry, you're totally being ironic, bro.
But what I mean, But what I mean is that like when I was growing up, I got comedy autism, which is like I have trouble. I think communicating with people and understanding people, like what they're feeling. I think I've gotten a lot better at it as I've kind of grown up. But it was like, if someone's laughing with you, then I know that this is a positive interaction.
Honestly, I very much mirror that. Like,
Yeah.
I say that to some people, and like that's why I sort of started it, because it's just, how do you know if someone likes you if they're laughing? That's not even a question. You know what I mean? Okay. So you feel like you have a hard time interpreting other people's emotions.
And also I think even that I don't know how to care about a conversation that isn't like laughter orientated.
Yeah.
If we're not making something funny, I get very bored with the conversation.
Yeah,
It's like facts or funny. It's like
Facts or
hit me with information that I need to know, or like funny, but like just kind of listening to someone just like exist.
How do you reckon you are when it comes to conveying emotion? Like, say you had to tell someone.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I've spoken to you plenty of times, and you've assumed that something is bad or I'm not happy or whatever.
And I'm usually right.
You are, well, most of the time, but sometimes I'm generally just like, I'm like, fine. Like, I don't get excited for many things, or I don't get like outwardly excited.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I've had many times where like I'm about to do maybe a gig or something else that's like exciting.
Do you have that like Russian mentality when you see someone excited over nothing? It's like, why you smile? Like, you stupid. Like,
I guess so. I don't know.
do you think it's dumb to be happy? Like, it's almost like a.
I don't get it. I don't get people that are like happy, like in general.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, like when I'm by myself, I don't think I'm happy most of the time.
It's funny. I was talking to my boss one day, and like, I was just having a bit of a rough time mentally, and like he could tell. He's like, Tavis, you came into work today and you just face palmed for like 5 minutes. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, you had your hands in your face. I just didn't even notice, and I was like, look. He's like, is something wrong? I'm like, no, look, life's fine. Like, it's all good. Like, maybe I'm not super happy right now. I'm like, but who is happy? And then he looked at me. He's like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I was genuinely like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, edgelord, whatever. I was genuinely a bit like, oh, fuck, I said the wrong thing there. You know what I mean? Like, there are people who are.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's one of them. What the fuck he's doing? Yeah. Right? Your boss is like happy. You're like, how? How do you be happy? Doesn't make sense.
I don't know. He's
just
got
happy about things all the time. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's an insane position. I don't understand it at all. Like, I'm going through life, and I'm like, yeah, there's plenty of things wrong. It's not even things are wrong. It's like when things are just baseline, I'm bored and I'm not excited about things.
Yeah, but do you think like you perpetuate your own negativity sometimes? Like, it's like you'll easily get upset about something and find the negative to it immediately.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think I find negatives. I think I'm just
realistic.
No, like a lot of times when I'm sad, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing happening. Right? Like a lot of the times I'm sad. Maybe I do perpetuate in the way is that like I'll be sad and then I'll be like, oh, but everything's good. Nothing's wrong. I should be happy. And that makes me sadder because then I'm more aware of the fact that I don't think my brain has the capacity.
Well, kind of, you are perpetuating your own negativity.
Yeah, I am, I guess so. But I don't think my brain does have the capacity.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I think it's whatever type of autism or ADHD I got mixed with like so many concussions that like I think my whole brain chemistry is just like you're not really going to have a good. You're not going to be on the same wavelength as these other people.
All right, let's talk about something fun. When was the most brutal time you've been knocked out?
Bro, like I used to get concussed every weekend playing footy.
I mean clean, like snoring.
I never I would always get back up.
Okay.
But I would not remember.
You do look like you're built to withstand a car accident.
Exactly.
Yeah, like
exactly.
So I can just imagine like these.
What would happen is I would just lose big chunks of the day.
Really? Do you still get that? Do you still have memory loss?
No. It was only on days when I would get concussed.
Right. Okay.
So I would not remember like big chunks of games.
That's why second dinner
People would
kept
talk
happening.
about stuff.
Sorry.
That's why second dinner kept happening. That's great. That's great. I would lose big chunks of games. I wouldn't remember
Wow.
like a particular thing.
Imagine you were better when your like memory was off. Like, well, you couldn't get him concussed. He's
Oh,
fucking
it's
killed it
possible,
on the-
bro. It's possible.
the
But
field.
like, well, because I was more of a high effort guy than a like skill particular
I've
thing.
seen you on the basketball court, mate.
So,
You are a high effort guy.
literally. So it's like that, but with football, so you can like fucking,
Actually knock some
get some fucking contact in there and stuff. So I'd just be like high. I'd be constantly like up or whatever. I remember the one time we were doing a film session in under 19s. This was the last year I played footy, and they were doing like a film session of like the breakdown of something happening at a ruck or whatever. And then there's me in the background, like walking off from the past contact, and then slowly just falling to the ground.
Whoa.
And then getting back. I played the full game that game.
That's healthy.
I played the full game. I got back out there. I made more tackles, and I'm sure I fucked my head up more, right?
Definitely.
There's this one time I remember.
Do you think your dad would have been disappointed in you if you didn't get back on?
No.
Okay.
My dad was really. He's a good guy.
Okay.
Like, genuinely. Like,
No. It's
too good. That's the problem. My parents are very good, and they're still together. Not to flex.
so are mine, motherfucker.
But my parents are very good. They love each other. They created a very good home. They're both very supportive of me, and they very much care about my health and well-being over everything. They've supported me through plenty of stuff, and I'm still not happy.
Yeah, that's wild,
So that kind of creates a conflict in me as well.
And then you feel ungrateful, and it's like blah blah blah.
Well, whatever, I don't know. I feel annoyed that my brain isn't like I think if my brain chemistry was good, I'd still live in Foster, and like I'd be playing footy, and I'd be like going to the beach or whatever. I'd have like a good job.
But do you think I don't know? Do you think you'd be one of those happy people?
If I could, if my brain chemistry was correct, I think so.
Yeah, I guess. But then again, like, what is correct? Like, the whole idea of, like, there is a perfect... This is what your brain chemistry is meant to be.
I think correct is not wanting to kill myself every 3 months.
Do you think about it every day?
What? Killing myself?
No. I was about to go into a tangent.
No, that's cool. But yes,
think, though, I feel like that is... I'm not saying, like, trying to belittle your
No, that's
personal
fine. No,
demons
go
or
ahead.
whatever. Like, I think a lot of people just don't express that. I'm of the mindset that there
Yes.
are people have that thought and that kind of thing. Maybe they don't pull through with it, but they're like, fuck, maybe what's the point of this?
Do you think so? Because I look at people, I'm like, they seem just happy. It annoys. Like, I don't know.
Okay, maybe not everybody, obviously, but I think
Of
it's
course, yeah, I guess so.
far more common than
Yeah.
you know.
I guess
and
so.
then because I say it's more common is why I don't feel like there is a normal brain. You know what I mean?
I guess so. But I think, my brain, there's something going on with the chemistry there where it's just like, it feels like when I'm doing really good in life, I get nervous because I know it's going to go down.
That's very common.
Right? That's probably
I
very
have
common
that
as
as
well.
well,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
But my dad was really like nice. Like he would be like, you shouldn't. Like he was up on the concussion stuff. He's like, you shouldn't be playing through a concussion. He respected all of the other effort and stuff because I was like training the house down when I was doing footy.
Yeah, right.
Like I was up in the morning, I was late at night. I was getting fit, right? Believe it or not. So when I'll get concussed, it was just like footy was the only thing I wanted to do.
Gotcha.
So what is my brain besides an avenue for me to play football? So why does it matter? Why would I take away from football? Why would I sacrifice football for the sake of my brain when football is the most important thing?
Yeah.
Right?
That is such like it
Yeah.
makes me think of like that's like the like MMA fighter boxing mentality. It's like,
It probably
fuck
is.
it and just do it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, literally. But like that's what type of brain I
But to be
have, I
fair,
guess.
if you did that, then you'd probably you're just dealing with the issues now. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah, I
just
guess so.
became a slosh brain, by the time you're like 50, you'd be doing the same thing, just fucking sucking on the wall and punching. I don't know. Like I feel like those guys, they get so overly concussed that their
Yeah.
brain turns to jelly anyway. They're gonna be mentally ill eventually.
I guess so. But is that better?
No.
You don't think being...
No. I think like the slow drip of like depression and
Yes.
anxiety and self-loathing throughout life
Yeah.
is to me more natural than just like getting a fucking like getting knocked out so many times, and then what is
Yeah.
it like at like
You're killing your
40?
wife with a bow flex. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
You've just hung yourself in the gym. you
Yeah.
know? There's a WWE fucking memorial for you.
Yeah,
next to the thing.
exactly. And that was like, what, 20 hours after his wife had died.
Yeah, crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Are you watching any of that McMahon documentary?
No, I've been recommended it, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's pretty crazy because it's like the way it works is like they're interviewing him, but they're interviewing him from like 2020. Or
Okay.
like years before all these allegations come
Yeah,
out.
gotcha.
And so he's literally saying stuff like, he's like, if I could tell you the truth, you'd think I was a real freak. And then like 4 years later.
That's
And
incredible.
there's like a quote is like, he's literally saying, I didn't rape anybody. Like, I would never rape.
That's incredible.
And now
I'd
it's all
never
just coming
rape.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, just imagine him like filming this and being like, yeah, I'm going to make sure they paint me in a great light.
Yeah, of course.
And then
being
it all
like,
coming out.
oh, fuck, yeah.
But yeah, it was just
But
a
yeah,
lot of,
speaking of concussions, there was
Go on.
also, so there was that one that was in the film session.
yeah.
And then someone else was watching, was like, did Ramsey just fall over there? And it's like, yeah. I was like, I'm fine. You know what I mean? And whatever. But there was another one. So I think when I was like 17 maybe or so, playing a game, I tackled someone.
Mhm.
And then it was just gone. Oh, here's what I would get. I would get weird deja vu after head contact.
Ooh.
So I would felt like that I had, because I remember dreaming about football games, and then afterwards that would happen in the game after I got concussed. Was what happened in my dream. And
How much do you think? Do you think that? Okay, go on.
What I think happened is like I would dream. It was a weird thing where my brain would like put a memory in and then create deja vu. Like I would get concussed and then there'd be like an empty spot in my brain, which is the past, and then my brain would put what was happening now in front of me in the past, so it feels like I'm remembering it.
You're a neuroscientist. That's probably exactly how that works.
Well, how else do you explain it? Where I'm having dreams about footy and then I'm getting concussed, and the dreams are like my vision. Like the dreams are like waking, like going like this. So that's what it would feel
So
like.
your footy dreams were just they were like basic. You didn't have any like obvious telltale signs. That made it a dream?
Nothing like exciting. Just like POV
That's fascinating.
of just movement. And I feel like there was a space there that put what was happening. Otherwise, I'm just seeing the future, which I don't think was happening.
Yeah, but then again, that's what they say deja vu is. It's just like they think it is a dream, a memory from a dream. Or
I guess so.
like that.
Yeah. But it is like
There's no way that
it would always happen after I got concussed.
Yeah.
It would always be after a big whatever, and I'd be like, oh, I'm seeing this. But there was one where I when to tackle a guy, boom, out, and then I remember being up, and my mate is like holding me up. I'm like falling down. He plays for the Cowboys now, by the way. Shout out to Harrison Edwards. He's like, I'm like, he's completely holding me. I'm gone. I'm like asking people, I'm like, what happened? The guy I tackled dropped the ball, so I'm like, let's go, right? We got this. So that's kind of my general like recollection. I then take some. I'm like looking at the ground, and then boom. Okay, cool. Pack the scrum. Play on.
Wow.
Right. Then afterwards, my dad was talking to our trainer, like after the game about that particular thing.
Yeah.
And then the trainer says, "Oh yeah, I spoke to him. I gave him the concussion little test. He was fine.
He knew it was daytime. He's ready to go.
Yeah, literally. He asked a couple of questions. I do not remember talking to the trainer at all. I have no recollection of the trainer being anywhere there during that time.
Wow. So our theory is kind of holding up. Like you were better when concussed.
Maybe, I don't know. Possibly, but yeah, it's just crazy that
Yeah, wow. Concussions are a scary thing. Just the whole brain health. I don't know. I've never been like fully knocked out or like concussed like that. I think because I did like MMA training for a little while and I'd like spar and whatnot. I'd get like head kicked. I remember getting dropped a few times from like, head kicks and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't very good at all.
Yeah.
And then
it's a weird sensation. It's just like everything just kind of like resets, and it's like you've kind of woken up, where it's like fresh, like you don't really remember what's going on. You're making sense of everything you see in front of you.
Yeah. Okay.
When it happens, right? You're kind of there, and then you're like, I'm playing football, and then like kind of football instincts, and you're like, I'm playing football. Okay, that's the other team, so the defensive line's over this way. So I'm kind of, okay, I'm not too wobbly. I'm going to run back sort of to where I have to be and then try to remember what's going on.
True, right. Right.
And then that kind of slowly wears off, and the memories filter back in.
Do you feel like I don't know, because like I've seen somebody get like really concussed, and then they don't remember like. It's pretty crazy. It's like an hour or two that they don't remember, but it's completely blank.
Yes.
And then them trying to like work it back out is just, yeah, like you said, it's sort of like wake up. It's like a reset button.
It's a weird reset. Yeah. I feel like I would also. It's happened once or twice where I met someone after the game. Like I got introduced to the coach's dad one time, and then I don't know what we're watching. By the way, it's just a weird shower scene.
Very distracting.
Anyway, I met the coach's dad, and like a couple of weeks later,
Looked a lot like that scene. Sorry.
A couple of weeks later, after a game, there's a coach, and then the coach is like whatever. This is my dad, and I say, "Oh, nice to meet you," and he goes like, "Oh, we've met," and I'm like, "Oh, sorry." Like I just don't remember meeting this guy at all.
Oh damn! And he thinks you're rude.
Yeah, he thinks I'm a dick. Yeah. But I just like after a game, I'm just like I was wiped. Couldn't really do anything. Just my brain was fucked.
Yeah, fucking A.
But I don't think you need your brain.
Nah?
I think it's the right level of mush for like comedy.
Yeah, it's like you've got that right level of I don't give a fuck about
I don't give a fuck.
The consequences of any kind of words.
Exactly.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
But it's also like it's like kind of like there's enough randomness to create thought.
That's right. So
To create like a joke.
that's what we're saying. Don't put your kids into rugby. Just hit them just enough.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then
just
if you want them to do comedy,
Yeah.
which you shouldn't.
No. Gosh, what do you reckon you would be doing if not for comedy or rugby or killing yourself?
Yeah, I got no idea. I don't know.
I kind of it's sort of a bit of an aimless guess, eh? Like
It's
did
very
you have
yeah.
that thing in high school where they were like, it's like, oh, you got to decide, like university, you're gonna do university, you're gonna do this, and you got to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so when I was like 13 or so, I had like a conversation with myself where I was like, you clearly aren't like these other people. You don't get along with them. You don't like relate to people in the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a hope of kind of being whatever other people are.
This is before the concussions.
This was
and you're
before. This was
still
when I'm about
thinking like
13.
this.
This is legitimate. I'm like in year 7, maybe year 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I don't really get along with people in the normal way. I don't relate to people. There's clearly a disconnect between me and other people. I'm going to be the best footy player of all time because then I can focus on that instead of like being a functioning human. So all throughout high school, all of that stuff, I'm like, I'm going to the NRL or I'm doing nothing.
Wow. That's cool. At least you had the conviction. Like,
yeah.
Like the knowing that that's what you wanted to do. And then it was just the injuries, eh?
I was just not growing as well. It was concussion as well. I would get to the end of season and just be horribly depressed.
Yeah.
And I think it was a little bit of that. And then eventually you're just like, you're training. Like I was playing under 19s in like for a team in the Newcastle comp. The Newcastle comp's like pretty good. It's probably like 3 tiers down from like rugby league or whatever. Like the A grade, like the all grade, whatever you want to call it. So I'm like playing in under 19s, and I'm like, fuck, I'm like not growing. You know what I mean? I'm just not growing. And then you're kind of occasionally doing like training session with these bigger boys. And they're like a couple of like ex-NRL guys, but just also like, like semi-professional, whatever.
So what does Sole mean?
And you're like, yeah. Oh no, this was Maitland. We had some white boys there.
I am a cunt.
Some tough as granite old white boys there.
Yeah, right.
But so like playing them, and you're like, oh fuck. And then it's also like I'm not fast. Like I just don't have that quick quick twitch muscle fiber or whatever. So then like you also look, you're like, okay, who's the shortest guy in the NRL? And like there's one guy who's my height, and he's just like Fijian, like just a quick,
built like a fridge.
Quick, no, not like he's like a Fijian, like big quads, like really fit, just like quick off the mark type of guy. Yeah. So it's like, okay, so
acceleration.
I'm not that. Don't have acceleration. Yeah, I don't know. If I had I should have been trying to be like a halfback or a dummy half or something like that. But at the time, anyway.
Okay, well, let's switch gears instead of talking about your like lost dreams.
That's all right.
So you grew up in Foster.
Yes.
Was there like a village idiot?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. There are a
that-
couple, I guess. There was one guy who came to every single footy, like first grade, like home footy game, and his name was, fuck, it was Gav. Gav. Yes. Yeah, it was Gav. So his name was Old Gav or whatever. Fuck, I can't remember. Yeah, Old Gav, and he would just like drink. And then, like, he had a weird thing. I don't know. I think it's like an alcoholic thing because your like blood vessels are so fucked up. But his lip had a heartbeat.
Oh.
He had this weird. His lip would stick out, and it would just be his heartbeat, and it was crazy. And he would stay. He would come to the footy. He would drink. So next to the footy, there's like a Sporties.
He's got to be dead now.
I got no idea, man. I got no idea. This wasn't too long
Call
ago.
him.
I was 18, 19. He was still alive. So that's, what, 5 years ago or so?
You call him and you see like fucking...
Yeah, so then he would like be in the sports, he would drink, and then he'd come out for first grade, and then he would just yell for the full game in support of us, the Hawks. And at the time, the Foster Hawks, the first grade... Like they were just getting flogged every single game. Like it would be like regularly like 50-0 or whatever. He would be there for the full 80 minutes, just going. You know what I mean? He had this player who he really liked, so he'd be 80 minutes, Lukey Ross, 80 minutes. Like telling this guy, you're gonna play for 80 minutes. They took him off. They took him off one time. And he's like, "What are you doing? He's an 80-minute player."
What was the connection
Like,
between...
Go Hawk. He just lied. He was just a fan.
Right.
He's just a fan.
Like, I like the way that
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah, there's one time there's this there we were playing Kempsey and they had this this ranger, I think it was like a second rower or maybe like a center or something.
Oh, he's not abusing children, is
Bro,
he?
no, this is like an adult, to be fair. This is in
Okay.
the butt. He's just giving it to this ranger or whatever. He's like, "Hey, number 12, take a hit up. You can't, and he's just like, like, what the fuck is this?
SPF 40, cunt.
Yeah. And like, yeah, it's 50-0. We are losing. And then he's just there.
That's great. That's fucking great.
Got a compliment from him one time. He came, he shook my hand.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was watching the under-18s from the Sporties, and he said, "You're good." And I said, that's all I care about.
Yeah. That means everything.
But he was insane, so he would just yell. The funniest ever, like, thing in the grandstand, I don't think it was him, it was just some other guy. So we're playing Bulls. So it's it's Foster Hawks versus Tari Bulls or whatever. And then someone just yells out, "Bulls suck!" And this lady just goes, "So does Foster." And he just responds by going, "Oh!"
You gave us the fucking...
The funniest thing ever, man. The funniest thing ever. Yeah. It's just incredible.
Oh, my God.
But yeah.
So that was like the standout.
That was that, yeah. And what else? And under 15s, I think it was under 15s, the captain coach of the first grade team, so there wasn't any connection or whatever, got done for trafficking speed.
Okay.
So apparently to a bunch of the other players as well or whatever.
Oh, to the fucking...
Yeah, apparently it would give them speed at half time and stuff.
They were playing on going.
Yeah, bro, they were playing.
Was there ever a moment like, oh, these kids are good, like they're really running around?
No, but yeah. So this was for the first grade team, and then I remember that. That was pretty fun.
Was it like, yeah, okay, shit. I can't imagine that. Like like the performance enhancer. That's like have you seen that famous there's like a famous boxing video of like a guy who's getting beat the fuck up, and then he's like goes to the corner. His coach is like, "Get the special bottle." And he literally gives him a bottle.
Yeah.
And he comes back and is like fucking like Popeye and just beats the fuck out
Oh,
of the cunt.
really?
He got the special bottle.
He got the special bottle.
And apparently they think it was exactly that, like a speed.
It was
some kind
speed
of
or something.
amphetamine.
Yeah, I guess so. It did. Yeah.
So that shit that works.
Wake
that
you
shit
up.
Works.
But yeah, so that was fun.
Fuck, the Village Idiots and Foster.
And there was one guy who was I don't know if he was a pedophile, but everyone would just call him a pedophile.
Okay.
Which is pretty fun. He was just this old guy, Petey.
Of course.
Petey.
He's set up for it.
And then one time,
Alliteration.
it's like a Petey or whatever. He just looked weird or whatever. And And I don't know if he was. Anyway, then there was one time at like at a barbecue after training. And so it's like the under 18s, some of the first grade guys, some of the reserves, some of the girls league tag or whatever.
Oh, Pete's getting around
And
that.
then so Petey like kind of goes over to the to the girls, and then Gav is also there and just going, "Get away, Petey! Stay away from him, Petey!"
Oh, I love how like
The two like the Special Olympics of just.
Oh, Foster. Well, that's good. You don't want them teaming up.
Yeah,
that's when you got
no.
a problem.
Oh, yeah,
That's
absolutely.
when you got a problem.
But it was just a weird one. And what else? There'd be I think at the Village Elite. That's all I can.
Did you come when you came to Sydney? What was like the first thing you didn't expect?
Didn't expect. Interesting. I remember I got beeped at a lot while driving.
Okay.
I didn't think
Did you drive like a fuckwit?
I drove very slow because I wasn't used to all these.
True.
There's so many lanes. There's so many ways to exit. The fucking things are really small.
Intermish.
Whatever. Anyway, we ran out of storage anyway, so this is all going to be audio only, which is fine. But yes, I remember driving down where is it? Like into the Eastern Distributor Tunnel.
Oh, terrifying.
From south to west, just freaking out. And like, the speed limit's obviously like 80 going into it. I'm going like 50, just being like,
you're more dangerous than anyone else.
Yeah, literally, like, am I allowed to be in this lane? I've got no idea. It just freaked me out a lot. Yeah, the lanes are so small. Yeah, it was freaky. I was also driving like a ute. I had like a big ute.
Oh,
so I took up a lot of space as well. So I was kind of like very nervous about hitting things and where I'm going and stuff.
Yeah, okay. So, the traffic. I can see that.
The traffic freaked me out.
Country town is literally just like one road. You're going 80 on every road.
It's so easy to drive there. It's just, even in like the town or whatever, it's like, all right, like there's nothing. The lanes are so big. You got one lane. It's like huge. Like it's like I'm driving in streets down in like Coogee and stuff where like I'm near work. The whole like lane for like 2 lanes of traffic is one lane in Foster.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like the streets really, there's no cars around. I never had to worry about like parking.
True.
Parking was annoying. You just park, like the concept of not parking directly in front of the place you want to be was a new one to get used to.
Yeah.
The idea that I have to drive around and look for parking, that was crazy. But no, Sydney, I don't know.
Did you ever drive a tractor?
No,
Well,
never drove a tractor.
Did you do any country shit?
I rode around on motorbikes. It's not as where I grew up wasn't as like country. It's more country than Sydney.
What's your population?
I think it was fuck, I got no idea.
Really?
No, I can't remember.
More than 5K?
I'd say about 5K.
Okay,
Probably when I was living there. I think it might be like 8K now. But I think it's kind of gotten quite a bit bigger recently.
Oh yeah, they've got a Macca's now.
They got a KFC. They got a Hungry Jack's. When they opened a Hungry Jack's there,
You almost moved back.
it was I was actually already living there. It was right after COVID, so I was living at home because of COVID.
Yep.
And then like the first lockdown, and the Hungry Jack's opened while I was there, and it was like cars all the way down Main Street.
Whoa.
Like a huge queue. There'd be a full lane of cars.
And I love how creative they are with the names. It's Main Street.
Well, whatever it was called, the Main Street. Yeah.
Wow, everyone's there for HJs.
Everyone's there. Yeah. Well, what else?
Yeah.
Small town living. There. There was like a day where everything would be a bit cheaper. At like Main Street.
Okay.
There'd be like fuck, I can't remember what it was called. But it was like a huge event.
Everything's a discount.
Everything would kind of be discounted, like all the surf shops and stuff.
Okay.
You'd go out.
Surf shop. Is it very? Yeah, it is beachy. Yeah.
It's all beachy.
Yeah,
it's all beachy and fishing.
Well, see, maybe that's why I don't know. Because I feel like if you're gonna be in a country town, you want to be in a beachy country town.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be out in the fucking like where I did that gig the other day. That was terrible. Not terrifying, but it just felt like I was walking into like Texas Chainsaw Massacre a little bit. People were lovely for the most part.
Yes.
But just like the oldest style of all the buildings, it just seems a bit spooky.
I guess so. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I like the quietness.
But does it have to smell? No.
What does it smell like?
Old wood.
Yeah, but what is the city smells terrible.
Smells like
There's
all
piss everywhere.
different cuisines.
Yeah, you're used to the great smells of Liverpool. You're like, oh, what is this? Fresh air?
Nah, look, maybe
Get me the fuck out of here. I gotta smell fucking shishas and shit, whatever.
Nah, yeah, you're right. You're right. In the country towns, meth doesn't have a smell. You're absolutely right.
Well, look, there's plenty of meth for sure, but I mean, like when you get to real,
No.
I guess like there's the hub of the small town,
Yeah.
but when you're just driving out where there's just like properties and
look,
paddocks and stuff.
I hear what you're saying when you like part of it. Like there is a bit of charm to it.
Yes.
For sure. There is a bit of that old timey charm. But then like everything just looks. Actually, I was gonna say everything looks the same, but that's like modern architecture now.
Yeah,
like,
I guess so.
you
But
know,
no,
everything
it's very repetitive.
Mm.
It's like when you go for a drive and you're like, oh, we'll see the countryside, and then after about 20 minutes, like, oh, it's just all this.
Yeah.
Like you've seen the countryside.
It's like the 7th cow I've driven past.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Do you get down? Do you like cows?
Do I like cows?
Yeah. You ever spent time with a cow?
I've not spent time with a cow. I went through this phase when I was a teenager on my P's. Anytime I'd drive past a cow, I'd wind down the window and scream moo. Like scream it. It seemed like fun.
That's pretty good.
What
was the motivation behind
There
that?
was other people in the car I wanted to make.
Oh, you want to make them laugh? Did it make them laugh?
Yeah, usually.
Did it kill?
It was usually really like unexpected because like, oh, why you want?
Hold on a second. Moo. The shit you can do when you're beautiful, honestly. The shit people will find amusing.
Hey, bro, if you got out, come on now.
If I roll down a window and yell moo at a car,
At a cow. Like if it's
At a
unexpected, completely
cow.
unprompted, almost like there's like a lull in the conversation. It's a silent moment.
yeah,
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't.
that's
that
a very
funny.
confident move.
Yeah?
Moo.
Screaming it.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's pretty.
It
Yeah.
has to be a scream. You can't just go like moo. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
gonna
of
do something.
course.
The scream is really, really
Yeah.
the line.
That's like the That's like the country version of yelling slurs out your window,
Is that
right? Yeah, I guess so. I
what
quite
do you
like
mean?
cows.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you
When I've spent time on farms and stuff, and I've been near a cow, they have a very calming energy to them.
okay.
I've only ever felt safe near a cow.
It's like you don't feel safe right now.
I
You're
felt
saying like every time you've been around a cow, you felt safe.
every time I've been around a cow, yeah, I felt
Okay, so like
safe.
you have like a security safety.
But
cow
I've
that
also felt like another level of like peace. They're very peaceful creatures.
Did you sit with one?
Yeah, I was just hanging around one.
Like, what do you mean? Like, were you invading its space, or was it kind of like happy to have you around? It felt like.
There was a cow laying under a tree,
Okay.
and I got off my like motorbike or whatever, and then I went
Right.
and I walked over to where the cow was, and it was there, and I kind of looked at it, and he was like, or she actually was, kind of looked at me, and then just kind of went back to doing whatever it was doing,
Wow.
and I was like, this cow and me, it's very peaceful right now.
Interesting.
I feel bad about eating them sometimes
It's so delicious.
because it's like, I think I could eat a cat no problem.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like the meat would be stringy and
The
weird.
meat wouldn't be good, but like a fat cat. I think a roast pug
I don't know. You're picking
goes
the
in
smallest
whole.
animals, man.
Yeah, but like the crackling on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Pug crackling.
Yeah.
Little pug face. I imagine biting into that.
Little
face.
pug face, like a big, like a dog. I don't feel comfortable eating a dog
Would you
because
eat- Like a platypus.
yeah, I did a platypus.
Yeah. Echidna.
Yeah, I did an echidna.
Okay.
I've never met any of these animals.
I have no relation. I've
Yeah.
never felt safe around an echidna.
Yeah, exactly. I
It's
never
safe
have.
around
No.
cows. When you like, because I've heard cows are actually very intelligent animals as well.
Yes.
Like, have you ever had like, did you ever have like a moment with a cow? You just sort of like rest your hand on its head, and kind of have like a solemn.
I don't think I've done that. I think I've touched a cow, but I just been
You ever
near
drink
it.
straight from the teat?
I have not.
Whoa.
I have not. No, that's not something we didn't have it. There wasn't a dairy
Have you
farm.
milked a cow though? Mate, I'm about to be more country than you because I've milked cows.
I've milked a goat.
Kind of Arab of you.
I think Allahu Akbar.
Um,
That's halal milk right there. No, I think maybe when I was really young. I don't remember milking a cow,
Wow. Okay.
but I milked a goat.
Okay. What was that like?
About the same as a cow, I
You
imagine.
wouldn't know, would you?
You just got a fat
You wouldn't
teat and you
fucking know.
pull it. I know how to do it. I could do a cow, I think. I think cows are goats are apparently a bit harder to milk than cows
Okay.
because of the way I think their udders are a bit smaller or whatever.
Interesting.
But yeah, no, it wasn't. What didn't have no access to a dairy farm. It was just
chickens or
cows.
anything?
My grandfather had a lot of chickens.
Yeah, right.
I don't like chicken. I'm fine with eating chickens because they are dumb.
They're dumb.
They are dumb, and I've no respect for them. So I'll eat a chicken any day.
Why don't you respect the chicken?
If a chicken would be dumb enough to eat itself.
That's true.
Like if you cut off a chicken's leg, it'd kind of be like, that's food.
Yeah. As a teenager, once I fed KFC to a seagull.
Yeah.
I
would love that.
I felt like it was they didn't even consider it. Like they didn't even think.
Chickens don't care. I've seen a chicken kill itself.
Oh yeah.
So one time,
That's almost admirable.
one time we were staying at my grandfather's farm, which is like proper country. Like this is a couple of acres out in the
beach.
middle of nowhere, like 8 hours inland,
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
hot as hell, just cows, just nothing for ages. So we're there, we're staying there for like Christmas or whatever, so like the whole family's there. And then me, I think maybe would have been like 16, maybe like 15 or whatever. So like I just started to like learn how to drive. And so my grandpa is like, the neighbor needs their chickens to be fed.
Okay.
And needs their chickens to be fed and then like changed what place they're in, what like enclosure.
Okay, yeah.
They need to be moved around. Ramsey, you go take your cousin, and you know what? We're in the middle of the country. You can take my car, right? And so I'm just driving around with me and my younger cousin.
Yeah.
So we're there. We're chasing these. We're trying to get these chickens into the thing, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to coax them in. There's like 4 or whatever. 3 of them are easy. They're good. They're just doing whatever, right? Yep. 3 of them are really easy. Then one of them just won't like go. Like one of them just won't fucking. It's got itself cornered in this little thing, and we're trying to be like, just get the fuck out. It just won't go into the exact place we need it to be. Okay. So we're kind of going back and forth to where it is. So it's in like there's like this wood, like kind of like half like triangle, and there's a lot of like very like weedy like grass, like a lot of like roots. Yeah, like, you know, grass is really like roots or whatever.
Yeah.
So we can't get it to go out of there. And so we're like, all right, fuck it. If we just go towards it and leave a little bit of space here, it'll have to just dart out.
Oh, and so as you guys approach it, pull out a gun.
So as we're approaching it, it then like got so far in the weeds that it must have then like tried to jump around, and then it like must have clicked its own neck or something like that. And then the chicken just stopped moving. And it was also like,
are you covering for your cousin? Did your cousin fucking kill this bird? And like,
bro, literally, it's just there, and it's just like it just stopped. We just stopped hearing the chicken. We're like, okay, cool. What the fuck is that about? And then we're like moving, and like just no sound or whatever. So we're like, cool, that chicken's dead. And then we just went home. We didn't tell anybody.
Oh, you didn't tell anyone?
No, of course not. And I guess the neighbors got home in whatever a month. Like they were just away for a while.
Like, why is this?
Like, I guess we have 3 chickens.
And do you know what? They probably did just fucking eat the cunt. They cannibalized on that.
Yeah, they would have.
Surely, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think something would have, because it would have just rotted there. And then whether it was a snake or something would have found it.
Yeah, one of the coyote. What something got the fucking chicken?
A dingo.
I don't know. It sounds
fox. A lot of foxes out there.
Yeah, it sounds really suspicious though.
It does, but we just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And then we're like, cool.
Okay. Did you ever, satisfy your bloodlust ever again? Like, was that the biggest thing you ever killed?
Oh no. I've fired some bullets, baby.
Oh, that's right.
That's
you're
right.
You're a boar.
Kangaroo.
That's what you've told me this story.
Big rats is what they are.
Big fucking rats.
Big rats. Yeah.
They're delicious, but
we didn't eat it.
What?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's not. It's just a wild bush one. You know what's fucking worms it's got or whatever.
What do you think humans were eating prior to agriculture?
Yeah, I know, but like we got standards now.
Yeah, okay.
We do. We do.
Bro, I heard you say on a podcast you eat microwave meals from 7-Eleven. Shut the fuck up.
But they're
you
good.
have standards.
My muscle
they're
chef.
fucking made of plastic.
Yeah,
bro.
but there aren't live little worms in it.
Oh, you're right. Just microscopic fucking worms. Just plastic.
There's microplastics in everything.
Bro, you pick the most processed bullshit. Don't tell me you have standards on what you eat.
What do you mean? What do you want me to do? I'm trying to lose weight.
I know. When I heard you say that, though, I was like, I heard you say that on that Sausage Boys pod, and I was like, just quietly, I'm being good. I'm eating my muscle chef meals.
What's wrong with that? The calories are there.
Bro, fucking
it's
calories.
all calories, bro.
Bullshit.
It's all calories in, calories out. It's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You had the fucking PT on last show. You don't need another round.
Yeah, exactly. Well, look, you fucking... I don't have time to cook shit. I don't have time to
Do
meal
you really
prep.
not, though?
Not really, no.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. I work...
What time do you wake up?
Hey, 7.
Okay.
I work till about 4:30 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I get home maybe at 5:30, depends what time where I'm leaving from. Then I got 2 hours to kill. I have a shower.
That's an hour job right there with all that mass.
I got to speak to my wife at some point in the day, so I got to spend some time with her. Then I go to the open mic, or I go to comedy. Then I go to bed.
Okay.
When am I meal prepping?
That 2 hours you could just cook with your wife. It only takes... You could cook something in 45 minutes.
Yeah, I guess so. But then I gotta go.
I love how defeated you were immediately.
But then I gotta go. But then I gotta go shopping.
Okay, when do you shop then? Do you never do any shopping?
My
ever?
wife does most of the shopping. She does most of the shopping.
Okay.
I gotta figure out what I'm cooking. It takes time.
Nah, it's just you're so not bothered.
I am not
You're
bothered.
just lazy.
Well, I gotta write.
Yeah.
I gotta write down bits. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
record a podcast.
Yeah.
I gotta edit some clips up of Shiro.
Now, only in the past week. So actually, no, fair enough. I do see what you're saying. If you're dedicating all your energy towards one thing,
Yeah.
you're gonna
Yeah.
lose some some traction on.
And that's 7 days.
And that's 7 days.
I work 7 days.
You work 7 days.
I work 7 days.
Good.
Although on the weekends I do 5 in the morning till 12.
Okay.
So normally I'm napping in the afternoon and then going to comedy.
Do you have in your workspace? Do you have something? Do you have a microwave or something you could heat up your food?
I do. Well, at a 7-Eleven.
You can use them. Oh, okay.
You can use the microwaves there.
True. Right.
So I could, but it's time.
I get it. I think
It's just time.
okay. I can't even argue it with you. I just think it's
And then what? And then I've got to fit exercise in there somewhere, I guess.
walk your dog, mate.
I fucking hate my dog. It's a cunt. But a walk's not exercise.
You're
That doesn't do
crazy.
anything for me.
You're crazy. It's definitely it's funny because technically no, walking just is the thing that you did with before a car or before modern convenience.
I walk during the day, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, well, a fair bit actually for work, but I do.
Do you still how's the gym been going?
I haven't been gone.
Yeah, fair.
I haven't been gone.
Fair enough.
I've been
fair
playing basketball,
That's good though.
and then
So tell us who's this is for just us now.
yes,
What's the rankings?
for basketball.
Yeah. Who's the
Jerion's really good.
okay?
Brandon's really good.
Lee, yeah.
Brandon Lee. Toby's surprisingly good.
He's stringy though. I could say
He's
that.
he's very
Lanky.
aggressive. Like him and Jerion get very. Jerion's very aggressive as well.
Yeah.
But in a good way. Josh is pretty good.
Yeah, Josh was good.
Josh
got some
Curry.
shots on him.
Kianush is tall. He's good, but you just want him to get to the basket.
Yeah, but
He's always going up and coming back. He's got the height
he's trying
advantage.
to fade away every
He's
time.
got it. Yeah, he's coming back. Yeah, he's doing a weird fade away hook, and it's
Yeah.
you got the size, just
Put it in.
go up on him, and then I suck.
I don't know. In the game that I played with you, I felt like there was some prominent hustle. You were hustling more than other people would have. For sure.
Yes,
Like,
I
you
was
would
getting
actually-
angry because I was sucking so much.
Right.
I get angry, and then I get hustled. I guess this is all I can do.
Yeah, and then it's no one wants to touch the sweaty guy.
Yeah, I guess so. I was good when we first started playing. The first 2 days, the first 2 weeks, I was I remember basketball. I'm distributing pretty good. I'm getting some.
What happened? How are you good? Is it just everyone else got better?
I don't know if everyone else got better. I don't know if I just tried to do I thought I was good. Then I got frustrated. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's expectations on myself that I frustrate myself. I've got no idea. But now it's I my passing's gone. My shooting's okay, but I think I can spot up shoot from mid range decently.
Okay.
But it's a pickup game.
Do you guys?
So you're not getting open shots even if you're open. No one's getting it to you. No. So then you kind of got to get it, and I can't create off the bounce for a shot.
Okay.
I'm no good at I'm not whatever.
Have you guys include other people yet?
Yes, I will just get
Yeah.
randoms from at the courts
and then
there.
just let them sort of carry the game a bit.
So it was like you kind of like when I was good, I'm like, okay, I'll get on the team, identify who's good, right? Kind of do a little bit of work, then feed them the ball.
Yeah.
Like work around them, and that'll kind of like raise me up, which kind of like worked, right? I'm like setting good screens and stuff. I'm getting some open layups under there because of that.
It really is the perfect sport for it as well. Like I think like just anyone can pick it up and play.
Yeah.
No like cost of entry kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just trying to think what else.
But I think when the team I'm playing has like got like a proper big that knows how to protect the rim, I don't know how to compete with that.
Yeah.
I can't get shots off because I'm just short. It just wherever I try to go, his hands are going to be there. Like I just know, like if they know how to play it right.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if I can't pump fake them out or whatever, like if I can't kind of fake them out, if they know just how to guard the angles on the rim, I'm not getting shots down low
I got
while they're there.
Yeah.
When someone my size, and kind of like I can bounce off them to create a shot.
So Jerryon's the best. It makes sense that Jerryon's the best because he kind of was the proprietor for this whole.
Yeah,
little
he
hang.
plays a bit as well. I think he teaches basketball.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit. So yeah, I don't know, but that's like Jerryon making it in basketball is like you making it NRL. It's like it's such a fucking pipe dream.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
such a pipe dream. So like this is the best for him. It's
Yeah.
just, like smashing the other plebs on the open mic
Yeah.
courts. Yeah. Okay. No, it's fun. I like the addition. I like the addition. The
It's
other
good.
social angle.
It's
So
good.
just fucking hanging
Yeah.
out in the van, chatting shit.
All right. Well, look, we're watching a second movie now.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I think we've gone through. We got we're on like another. Oh, it's going through parts. So guys, if you want to sync up with us now, it's John Eric Hexamon Hotel. All right, fuck this. What are we at? Fucking an hour 50.
Mate, flew by. Nothing
That's
but
crazy. All right,
fun.
Tavis, thanks for coming on.
Cheers,
Where can
Rambo.
they see you?
Just see me at various open mics around Sydney. Come to Bar 53 monthly in Canley Vale.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Every
fun.
Wednesday night.
All right. Good night, Australia.
Goodbye, my love.